think that diminishes his legacy?
No, because it was all in his head. He tried something that had no biological impact. He took an injection. He felt better. He thought he could play better, so he did. What he took was of no value whatsoever, unlike the steroids and some of the things modern-day players have taken.
Okay.
So I think his place in the Hall of Fame is secure, even though I believe that those who cheat, like Roger Clemens and the like, shouldn't be in. However, a lot of the baseball historians and writers are starting to soften on that, and I think at some point some of these players that did take performance-enhancing drugs may be inducted in the Hall after all.
All right. So if you had to choose one, what would you say your favorite Galvin fact is?
My favorite Galvin?
Fact.
Fact?
Yeah, like just about him.
There are a bunch to pick from, I know. Can you think one in particular?
There's so many. It's such a rich story. One of the things that is sort of sad, the tail end of his career, he was sent back to his hometown of St. Louis, and he didn't really want to go. And they said, well, if you don't go, you don't get paid. Well, he never had much money. He had a large family, and he'd been in Pittsburgh for a number of years, and he really didn't want to go. So he goes, Chris Von der Ahe, who was the owner of the St. Louis Browns, purchased him and said, you have to report. Well, after hemming and hawing a little bit, Galvin decided he'd go back to St. Louis, his hometown, which he didn't really want to go to. And he had just arrived in St. Louis, and his son back home fell into a vat of boiling salt. It was at a salt plant and
crazy.
was in critical condition and died. Well, Galvin raced back home. He just barely landed in St. Louis, and he races back home. His son dies, and they have to have a funeral for his son. He had 6 children altogether originally, and had a funeral for that. And Galvin got really upset when he went back to St. Louis after the funeral, and Von der Ahe had docked his pay. No heart for him and no compassion for Galvin's family issues. Wouldn't pay him because he wasn't there. And then just a few weeks later, he fired him finally, and that was the end of his career. So he sort of ended on a sort of a sad note in a career, but he was a hail fellow, well met, and was quite well liked by his fellow players. And he went on to try to operate some bars in Pittsburgh after he died. He wasn't much of a businessman, and despite a large family and the needs of a large family, he died really in poverty. So it's sort of a sad ending to a wonderful career by a very interesting guy who was sort of forgotten by the baseball establishment for decades.
Yeah, that's not even fair to him at that point. But
No.
How long did it take you to write this book?
Oh, a little over a year. The research takes a while, but now that you can access online newspaper archives from home computers and don't have to go to libraries as much, I did make trips to Buffalo and to Pittsburgh in the course of my research, and a researcher down at the Heinz History Center in Pittsburgh was wonderful in terms of helping me, because he realized that Galvin had been the forgotten man too, and he'd started putting some materials together, which he kindly shared with me. So that was great. So about a year and a bit, and then it takes about 6-8 months before the book is released. So the whole process from beginning to end was about a year and a half.
Talking to Brian Martin, the author of Pud Galvin, baseball's first 300-game winner. And Brian, I'll get you out on this. What was the toughest part of writing this book?
Oh, Lord. There's always challenges everywhere you turn around. Every time you turn, there's something that crops up. I think the hardest part was when I wanted to get certain newspaper articles and for some anecdotes about him, that when I turned to look for them, it took an awful lot of searching and an awful lot of extra time. I'm a retired newspaperman, so I'm a bit like a dog with a pork chop when I'm after something. So it would be a matter of just digging in and finding another way and spending the time and taking the time to do it, because I just felt he was a guy that had been forgotten for too long, and I wanted to salute his career.
All right, Brian. Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much. I appreciate the interest in Pud Galvin.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Take care. Right. Bye-bye.
All right. That was Brian Martin. His book is Pud Galvin, baseball's first 300-game winner. Let's take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because we'll be talking hockey next on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey, man, thanks for the drinks.
Keep them coming.
I appreciate that. I'll get you back next time.
Thank you kindly.
So what's your favorite kind of music?
I like both kinds of music, country and western.
I feel that. You know, if that is the case, you can check out The Country Show on 90.3 WHPC from 10 to 12 on Fridays.
Feeling right at home here.
Well, yeah, man, that's the point.
Taking the point.
No, McCree, it's fine. You're not in a match right now.
Take cover.
From what?
You seem familiar. And I killed you before.
I taught you everything you know.
Now, guys, I'm sure whatever this is, I'm sure it can be talked out. Okay, guess not.
I didn't teach you all my tricks.
Watch and learn.
All right, so diplomacy's out of the question. In that case, I'm just gonna go. Check out The Country Show from 10 to 12 on Fridays. I'm your host, Colton Murray, on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Oh, they're shooting. Oh, no, no, I'm out, bye.
Jacob Valk. Jacob Valk. Jacob Valk.
I tried to get through that without bursting out laughing. Madonna, I couldn't have said it any better myself. We are living in a Jacob Valk world. And Eleanor, I hope you're a Jacob Valk girl. Are you a Jacob Valk girl?
I don't know.
I don't know what to say anymore.
This is why we love you here.
Oh, man alive. When did I do that?
Yesterday.
I have the editing software that we use here at WHPC to give a little bit of insider knowledge is Adobe Audition, and I bought it for home use for stuff just like that. Nice. So we can revel in the fact that we are living in a Jacob Valk world.
Wow.
I mean, come on.
Only from 3 to 4, though.
No, 24/7, 365. This is Beyond the Game.
That was funny.
Thank you. On the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I am Jacob Valk. Sitting across from me, Brandon Johnson, Dominic Arbolino, Eric Fischetti, and the true hockey maven, Eleanor Chompy.
To the hell with that other guy.
To hell with that other guy. Can't say that enough. Someone's happy.
Yes.
Someone's very happy.
Yeah, in her mustard color shirt over there.
You can eat a hot dog and no one will notice if you're messy.
Phil mustard.
But it's got to be regular mustard, though, like not spicy mustard.
Not Dijon mustard or something like that. So, in all seriousness, what have your thoughts been about the Stanley Cup Finals?
I think they've been weird.
They have been weird.
The home team is dominant in every single game. The scores have showed it: 5-3, 4-1, 5-1. I mean, 6-0.
It's kind of funny how we're all lamenting the fact that the NBA playoffs have been boring, but the NHL playoffs haven't been that much better in terms of the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
They've been blowouts by the third period. They've all been blowouts.
I just think it's weird. The Penguins, they've played good. They haven't played great.
Games 3 and 4, they didn't look that great.
No,
but
Game 1, they didn't look good.
No.
I think Game 2 and Game 5 have been their best games.
I would agree with that. Pekka Rinne in Games 3 and 4, you couldn't put anything by him.
Nope.
He was amazing.
Which just doesn't make sense why in Game 5.
I know.
He likes Nashville. He likes the crowd in Nashville.
Doesn't work, though.
So by default, Nashville's going to win Game 6.
Yes.
I think so. I think it's going to 7.
Then by default, the Penguins win Game 7.
You know what? That's honestly my pick. Nashville Game 6, Pittsburgh Game 7. Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen.
I said Penguins in 7 from the beginning.
It's not over yet. Will you calm down?
I know, but
I think they're going to win the next game.
Yeah, who?
So, the Penguins.
So then it's over in 6.
I would love to see them win in Nashville.
Brandon, you're the golf guru. You're not the true hockey man.
Get out of here.
We got to get you on a mic. We need a 5th mic in here.
You have no love to me.
No, Brandon, you know we love you. Next week is the U.S. Open, and I want you to go in on it.
Okay, we can definitely go.
So I am putting that out there. Hold me to it, audience. If you want to call, you can call 516-572-7440. And let's get to some other hockey news. The Kings signed Tyler Toffoli to a 3-year deal worth $13.8 million. Last year, he had 34 points in 63 games. Eleanor, what do you think of the deal?
I think it's a steal. I think Tyler Toffoli is great. He had a tough season because he was hurt, most of it. But I think it's a great signing. Not that much money, which I think is awesome for the Kings. They don't have that much. I think it's great.
I agree.
Good signing. Smart.
I agree. I think it's a really good signing for the Kings. They got a good young forward at a good price. Hey, I can't find fault with it.
No.
We do have a caller on the line. Caller, you are on Beyond the Game.
This is John from Freeport. I'm enjoying the show, and I heard some stat like anytime a team loses 6-0 or they're like 85 or 100% of the time they come back to win the next game. I don't know if that's a playoff record or also because I know it was tied a playoff record for a shutout 6-0.
I believe it. I believe it.
And when a lady wears the color you're calling mustard, you refer to it as goldenrod or buttercup.
Okay.
All right, very good. I'm enjoying the show.
Oh, thanks, John from Freeport. Take care, buddy.
Thank you, bye.
All right, that was John from Freeport, and that was a good call. No. In all seriousness, that was a really good call.
No, it was, definitely.
To tell us that stat, to tell us about the proper way to address the color of a shirt. No, in all seriousness, I like learning stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think that, I think anytime you run up a score, they're going to want revenge.
Yeah.
I think you've seen it in every game that's happened.
And it was funny, I said that about the NBA. The Warriors destroyed the Cavs in Game 1. I said Game 2, LeBron was going to win by about 10 points. Didn't go that way. Didn't go that way at all.
No.
Not even close.
I just did anybody see Ron Hainsey's goal last night?
Which goal was that?
The 5th one?
I turned it. I think
the 6th one?
I turned it off when it was 4-0, so probably not.
Well, look at it. It's really good.
Okay,
it's awesome.
Fun fact: I was at the Yankee game yesterday. They had the Stanley Cup Finals on, so that was cool.
They always have it.
I didn't know that.
They never have the Yankee game on in the booth. It is the single weirdest thing I've ever seen. There could be nothing else on. On Tuesday, they had the Orioles game on in the booth instead of Yankees Red Sox. It's
That's
ridiculous.
Really weird, actually.
It is ridiculous. So, all right, Eleanor, we'll ask you to excuse yourself. Great job as always.
Thank you.
And even if you don't know it, you are a Jacob Valk girl.
You may not know it
He's claiming it on Beyond the Game.
I love that liner. It's such a good line.
Whoa. I don't know. That's
Just put
not.
him on here. Just put him on. It's all right. Just snap him on. There we go.
There you go.
We're good.
Oh my God.
That's not
You know what,
me.
just leave him off.
It
Just
has
leave him
to
off.
be.
Just leave
It
him off.
has to be. Hold on.
Just leave him off. No. Just leave it off. Just leave it
No,
off.
I'm just
because we have 15 minutes to talk about this horrible team that is the New York Jets. You get David Harris and Eric Decker. What in God's name is going on with that team? There's no leadership now. Don't you understand that you've condemned this locker room to die? Do you know who the longest tenured Jet is now? Do you know?
Tanner Purdom.
Tanner Purdom! The long snapper! That's going to be the guy that the young guys look to and say, hey, can I act like this? Can I go out to dinner late at night? Can I go to that strip club down the street? The long snapper! Woody Johnson should be ashamed of himself. I will not calm down, Sean. I will not calm down about this team. No, not even close. Not even close to calming down. Give me strength. Give me strength, Lord. Good Gandhi. I am done with this horrible, horrible team. The failed moves. The failed cat management. I'm done. And we do have a caller on the line so I can catch my breath. Caller, you are on Beyond the Game.
Yeah, it's Kevin from Mass Speaker. Do I have to bang some garbage can lids together to scare that bear off? Come on. It's the Jets.
Just a little upset, Kevin.
If if you're going to lose, you might as well lose and have money for next year when you get your new coach, your new quarterback.
They had money, though. They had $60 million.
Yeah, but listen, if you have it now, next year when you change the coach, you're better off. You don't know what you're going to need back there because you have to make sure the quarterback fits the system.